Ethan was 24 years old when he found himself alone with his 6-month-old daughter, Lily. It was a quiet Friday night, and once she was asleep, he turned on the baby monitor and headed downstairs. These devices are designed to extend a parent's senses into an empty room. They promise total visibility, turning a dark nursery into a controlled, monitored environment where nothing can happen without being seen. At 11:20 p.m., a soft whisper came through the audio feed. "He's here." Ethan watched the screen, but Lily was still sleeping. He assumed he was hearing signal interference from a neighbor's house. A few minutes later, the voice returned. It was a woman's voice this time, whispering a specific warning: "Don't let him see you." Ethan went upstairs and checked the room. He looked in the closet and under the crib, finding nothing but his sleeping daughter. The nursery was exactly as he had left it. Technology built to provide reassurance becomes a source of dread when it detects something the human eye cannot. Ethan was standing in a silent room, but his monitor was telling him he wasn't alone. At midnight, the subtle whispers were replaced by a wall of loud static. The monitor speakers began to clip as the audio signal spiked. Then came the footsteps. They were slow and heavy, moving across the floorboards of the nursery. Still. While Lily remained asleep, the crib started rocking by itself. The motion was rhythmic and deliberate, visible only through the digital lens of the monitor. Ethan ran to the nursery, but the rocking stopped the moment he opened the door. He found the room in total silence once again. He didn't wait to see what would happen next. He picked up Lily and carried her downstairs, refusing to leave her alone in the nursery. The monitor was bridging two different versions of the same room, the empty one Ethan could see with his own eyes, and the active one being captured by the sensors. At 1:17 a.m., someone knocked on the front door. 3 slow, heavy thuds echoed through the house. Ethan checked the security camera for the front porch. The area was empty. There was no one at the door and no one on the sidewalk. While he was looking at the porch feed, his phone buzzed. The smart home network had just registered a new motion alert from the upstairs nursery he had just vacated. The live feed showed a tall, faceless figure standing directly beside the empty crib. It was pitch black, unmoving, and staring straight into the lens. Ethan sprinted upstairs a second time. The room was empty again, but this time the window was standing wide open. He had locked it earlier that evening. He called the police, who searched the house and the yard. They found no footprints in the flower beds and no signs of a forced entry. They concluded that the monitor and the sensors had simply glitched. To the officers, it was a hardware failure. But the open window suggested that whatever the monitor was seeing had a way of affecting the physical world when Ethan wasn't there to witness it. The next morning, Ethan began packing away the baby monitor. He couldn't trust the hardware anymore and wanted it out of the house. As he was clearing the settings, he found a recording. The system had automatically saved a single video file from the middle of the night that hadn't triggered an alert. In the video, the nursery appeared empty. Then the woman's voice whispered again, saying, "I kept him away this time." Just before the recording ended, a dark hand reached out from the shadows beneath the crib. It was elongated and gray, pressing its fingers against the floorboards before the file cut to black. Ethan threw the entire system into the trash. 2 weeks later, the family moved to a new house, leaving the nursery and its hardware behind. For 5 years, they lived in peace. Lily grew up, and Ethan eventually convinced himself that the events of that night were tied to that specific house and that specific monitor. But he recently walked into his daughter's room to find her staring into a dark corner. She told him that the lady from the monitor was still talking to her. She said, "The lady says he's still looking for us."